women never being accountable for any of their choices. Ultimately, that seems.
Where is this coming from? First, it was the one that was recently assassinated, I won't say his name. He was like this. The Christian nationalist men are like this. They all have this resentment and hate at women. And I mean, I hated the feminist movement, but the fact is women are born feminine. In some ways, we just can't help that, okay? I mean, I have 5 years worth of videos proving I'm no liberal and how much I hated the feminist movement because the women are bitches. But women are feminine. So I think what this is, because I mean, as a nurse, you work with a lot of young people, okay? I've worked with a lot of young men. None of them behave this way. You would see it. It's that what this is closeted homosexuality. Yeah, they've done studies on it. Closeted homosexual men are more likely to exhibit misogynistic attitudes and behaviors compared to openly gay men or others. And this tendency is linked to the pressures and anxieties of concealing their sexual identity. Research indicates that closeted homosexuals and the fear of being identified as gay create psychological and social stress that can contribute to hostility toward women and femininity. Because that's what this is. Even these pastors that are Christian nationalists, they're no different than the men at the Vatican. I mean, for those that don't know, there's been over the history tons of books written, many by openly gay men, about how the men that go into the Vatican, I know a ton go in because of pedophile reasons, but a ton actually go in because it's a big gay Greek fest there. It is. There's so much evidence of that in so many books over the history. This is the same thing as that. So these pastors, these men that are pastors, I get they're married, but they have this same attitude. Women need to zip it up. And then they try to use God's word to claim that. And then there's this, as a psych nurse, I'm just saying, I've been in psych for 13, 14 years. And, you know, you pick up on these things, all right? There's this undertone with all these Christian nationalist men. And that's why I've said they're not Christian. And I believe what it is, it's they're closeted homosexuals. Because openly homosexuals don't act like this towards women. And then heterosexuals don't. I mean, they don't. There's some shitty men, but likely they're bisexual or homosexual in the closet, okay? Because this is a resentment at women. That's what this is. It's also not wanting to look at who he is, except that he likely knows who he is, and so he tries to cover it up with this masculinity that is anything but masculine. It's just wanting to blame women for being feminine. And the fact is, take that up with God. God made women feminine. It's just the way it is. But God also said that Lucifer's kingdom would continue to come after women because of the sin in the garden. Well, you're seeing who they are. They claim to be Christian. They claim to act like that it's, they want to blame women for everything. No. This is something more going on here. Tucker said at the beginning of this clip, he apologized to Nick because he said, I'm sorry I called you gay. No, I actually think you were probably right about that one, Tucker.